you are robbing yourself of your unique experience and self-expression. And this was something that I had to think about a long time ago. And it was over time where I had realized it, the severity at which it could be. Where I was growing up, right? It was at its peak in around middle school, early high school, where it was like I would just try and not stand out. I wouldn't really allow myself to express myself. I would just go along with the crowd with whatever they said, not really allowing myself to just be me or find myself. Because it's one thing, just pleasing others, and it's another thing just, enjoying the experience with others. And over time, I had just grown. I had just learned more. I had experienced more. It's like, I started to stand up for myself in a bit more. Like, I'm not saying I got bullied or nothing, but I was just sharing my opinion more and more. It's like, hey, I did not like that, or hey, I like that. Like, whatever way, shape, or form, it was communicating with myself to understand, like, you were holding yourself back. You didn't allow yourself to try new things for many reasons. My reasons may be different from yours. Mine were, the fear of failure. That's a big one for me, honestly. It was the fear of failure and the fear of new experiences in itself. Like, I was scared to go outside my comfort zone. As I am, for example, I am an introvert. Like, I just keep to myself. But I was shy too. I didn't want to separate those two. I was shy. And I didn't really just go out and talk. But it was like, hey, these people are cool. And over time, I just allowed myself to express myself, just talk to people, whether they were sitting next to me, just friends of friends, whoever it may be. I was just talking, just getting to know people. And I understand not everyone's going to want to be your friend. I understand that, but I was just communicating. It's like, over time, I just got over that. And it was like, I was able to just talk. It was regular, and I allowed my comfort zone to expand. And it's like, if I would have just held myself back constantly with these thoughts of, why would you do that? Like, that's not normal to you. That is weird. What would you say? All these sorts of thoughts that appeared in my mind. It's like, I would have just stopped myself when there's another version of me, the version I chose to be, who was already talking, and you kind of had to be in this space where it's like, you just go for it. Don't allow yourself to just stand in those thoughts of hesitancy or just hesitate, as it's like, you have to go. It's now or never. It's now or regret. And like, when I was just robbing myself of like my unique experience, my self-expression, it was like another reason too. It was, what I thought of myself, and it was like, I didn't think highly of myself. I didn't, especially, there was a point in high school, I can't remember what year exactly it was, but I did not like myself. I didn't. And, it was tough because I would always just hide it. I would always just, keep it behind closed doors. No one needed to know that. And I didn't even try dealing with it on my own. I didn't. So guess what just happened? It just piled up. And you know what happens next? It just explodes in solitude for me, as that's when I felt it the most, when I was just alone, just in my room, just sitting there. And then what probably amplified it too is music I'd listen to, and I would just constantly keep repeating this cycle of just self-misery, just self-isolation accompanying it. And honestly, I held myself back from so many experiences just because I thought I couldn't. I was the kind of person who believed I couldn't do it. I didn't have no sense of courage, no sense of, trust. I didn't trust myself to do it. And excuse me if I'm like, I got a runny nose, because I'm not gonna lie, I think I'm getting sick. But honestly, it was like, I just didn't trust myself to make those decisions. I always expected other people to help me or to, do it. And nothing wrong with getting help, nothing wrong. But I depended on that too much. I would never try and figure out the answers for myself. And as I kept growing and just learning more, because I'll be honest, it was curiosity that just got me out and just kept me just learning. And it was all these things where it was the direction I wanted to go. It was like, where am I heading? Where am I going? Where's my vision? Where's my focus? And I think it was at a point where I reached a low where I'm like, I don't want to feel this no more. I don't want to feel this no more. So, I had to seek help. And whatever it may have been at the time, I can't remember exactly what videos, books. It was just a start. But it all came back to me. It all comes back to yourself, where it's like, what do you do about your own problems? You can take all this knowledge, but how are you applying it? And it's like that level of self-reflection, and changing who you are. Get rid of old habits that, don't help you, that don't progress you forward, that hold you back. Because it's like, it won't serve you no purpose. Because it's one thing that felt weird too. It was like, when I was just holding myself back, right? Or when I was changing, right? It felt different because I felt lost in a way, because the person who I once was crumbling. It was fading away. It was changing. So it was like that whole self-identity I used to have, it was disappearing before me, and a new one was appearing. So I had to adjust to it, and take everything that comes with it, take every experience that comes with the changes I was making. And I embraced it. I embraced the fact that I was changing. I'm like, okay, I don't want to be here no more. I will change, and I'm committed to that. I'm committed, and that's a deep thing. It's like committing to it. Saying, doing, being the kind of person you want to be. And it's like, also what I realized too is like, when you move based upon how people say or tell you what to do, it's like you hold yourself back too. Because if you believe what people tell you are, and you act according to that, you're just creating a false identity, because you may not truly be that. But if they tell you, hey, you're an angry person, and if you go based upon that, it's like you're creating a false sense of self, when in reality you may be just one of the calmest people. Or, hey, you're too emotional, but maybe it's just something you have to deal with. And once that's dealt with, it's like you just get this sense of calmness or excitement, or however you present yourself or you become, because it's like you have to realize you are in charge of your own life. You are in charge of your decisions. Every decision you make is yours. It's all yours. It's the same as my decisions are mine. I bear the consequences of that. And it's like, one thing was like, I didn't want to stand out. I did not want to stand out. I wanted to just remain the same. I wanted to blend in the crowd. I was scared of the judgment that came with it. I was scared of that. I didn't want to be criticized. I didn't want to be judged. I didn't want people to bash me. But on the other side of that, it's like people would praise you. People would compliment you. People would say, hey, keep going. You're doing amazing. So it's like, I didn't want to I was only looking at the negative and not the positive that came with it. Because now look, I'm making videos. Just as easily as someone can leave a comment like, hey, these videos suck. Like, another person can comment like, hey, this video is amazing, I'm glad you made it. So it's like, it comes with the territory, and it's like, are you willing to take that? Are you willing to accept that? Because that is out of your control. Me making this video is in my control. It's like, I can't control what you guys think, or how other people move, or how other people respond to what I say. It's like, I made the decision to do what I do, and it's like, I have to accept that, which is just expressing myself and my thoughts, my ideas, and hopefully someone just resonates with it. Hopefully someone just, can take it as they want and just apply it if they need it. And honestly, it's like, don't let people control your life, like, because you become kind of caged into a personality, and when you act out of that, like, act out of what they expect you to, it's like, they're gonna be like, whoa, like, that's not you, change, go back to who you were. And it's like, some people may not want you to change because they want you to be on that same level as you've always been, that sense of familiarity, that sense of comfort. But when you're changing, you have to get rid of the old and embrace the new. As it's like, even yourself, you're gonna change. Your thoughts, your perceptions, your ideas, what you believe about things, how you believe them, like how you move, how you interact with people, everything will change. And it's like, don't hold yourself back. Don't. But it's one thing too, it's like accepting what other people say about you, because it's one thing people tell you, they'll tell you everything, they'll tell you, people will tell you who they think you are, and it's up to you to decide if you believe that. Because someone can tell me, hey, you're arrogant, you're cocky, you're this, you're that, and I can be like, hey, I'm not. I know myself well enough to know I'm not that. And it's like, really just decide, are you willing to just, just separate yourself from the comments of people? Because you can't take everyone's opinion. You really can't. If you take everyone's opinion, it's like, you're gonna be surrounded by however many 70,000, 50,000, 100 different ideas of who you are. And it's like, when you just base it on one person, the person in the mirror, the person you go to sleep with, the person like you go in the grave with, it's just one of one. You're one person. And if you have to change, it's like, go for it, change. You are the only one really stopping you, because that was something I had realized. I'm the only one who can stop me. And there's certain situations where it's like, you can't control, that's a given. Like, if it's out of your control, don't worry about it. Do not worry about it, whether it's, you losing your job, whether it's, your girlfriend breaking up with you, whether it's, your car breaks down. It's how will you go about it, or what can you control? And I don't want control to make it seem like some kind of power hungry thing. No, I mean control, like, what can you influence? What can you do? What can you do? Because if you're focused on what you can do, it's like, the possibilities are endless. But if you're focused on what cannot be changed, you are stuck. You will become stuck. And I've experienced that. I tried changing the thoughts and ideas or what people believed about me, but I couldn't. The only way I can do that is by being who I am, change how I am to how I want to be. And they just see the reflection of that. They see what happens out of that. And it's like, Now if they can't see past it, it's like, oh wow, I can't do anything about it. I can't. But it's like, it's what is your attention on, and really just allow yourself to just be free in the moment. We have free will, this the same way I can just go and have a run, read. It's like you can do the same thing. The choice is all yours. The choice is yours. The same video you chose, the same reason you watched this video instead of a different one. It's like it's all your choice. You are in control of that. And just allow yourself to just express yourself. Just be yourself. And we always say, be yourself, be yourself. But do you know who you are? Do you know what you stand for? And it takes a lot of time for some people. For some others, they just know. But it's really just discovering, just asking, just finding things out, being curious enough and being open enough to do that. And that's how I learned. That's how I'm learning. It's just being open and curious. Because if I'm not curious or just open enough to experience new things, it's like I'm just gonna flatline. I'm just gonna be stagnant. There's gonna be no growth. I'm gonna be stuck in the same old ways, same old routine, same old system where I know I would not be happy in the long run. So with that being said, I just kind of want to leave it up there, dreamers turning dreams into reality. Love you.